How do I use technology to improve my business operations? Listen, new technology usually distracts more than it helps unless you use the framework that I'm about to show you. You're chasing dopamine with every new app, and all this software is just kind of leaving you drunk. By the end of this video, you're going to know what part of your operations actually need tech and much of that tech will actually free you from the chaos of working in your business. Hey, here's the truth. We are obsessed with tech right now. It's like every new piece of tech brings this dopamine slide. I hesitate to even tell you what tech I'm talking about because within 2 weeks, it'll be completely outdated and I'll sound like a 90-year-old at that point. But the reality is I've been listening to a lot recently about just the dawning of artificial intelligence and AGI and all of these things that are there. And not only is it bringing out a lot of curiosity, but it's also bringing about and sort of stoking a lot of anxiety, because when we talk about this, we're not just talking about it from the efficiency standpoint, but we're also talking about it from another angle, and that's another E word that you can write down, and that is the ethical standpoint that comes along with this. What are we going to enable AI to do? What are we going to allow it to be able to do? Who's going to be in charge of it? It's just going to be 6 really, really rich tech bros somewhere in Silicon Valley or in somewhere around the world, and they get to decide for 8 billion people actually what this stuff does. It can really take you down to a dark hole if you're not careful. And so what I want to do is I want to bring tech back into the light. I want to simplify it so that we can look at it for the day-to-day of your business. So I don't want to focus on tech as it relates to this macro global doomsday scenario. What I want to do is just look at it in your day-to-day and see how we can liberate you from chaos with it. There's some books that have come out in the past couple of decades that I think are really important. One is a guy by the name of Cal Newport. He calls his book Deep Work. He actually wrote another one. I don't recommend as much, but it's called A World Without Email. Just the title alone should tell you that, Houston, we have a problem when it comes to technology. And I want to identify a couple of those problems and what those might look like. Number one is we have a problem is that we're duct taping all kind of technologies together, and really it's just causing more chaos than it is efficiency. Number two is when we do have technology embedded, we're only using a fraction of it, a part of it, and really we're using it more in line with what the manufacturer created it for rather than what we need it for. And yes, there is a difference. We want to take off-the-shelf technology tools and we want to bend them around what we need, not the other way around. So if we want to identify how we use different technologies to improve our business operations, wouldn't it make sense that we need to actually define what business operations are? Well, I think there's a great visual way to do that, and I've got it on the board. I don't want this to overwhelm you, so I'm going to walk you through every step of this so you can see clarity around your business. I promise you, once I lay this out, you're going to have clarity around the business that you may not have had before. So technology, business operations, to do that, let's go to the board and look at this. When we break down business, we break it down into a couple of ways. Number one is horizontal, and the second is vertical, particularly with this orange vertical right here. All these other things are technology tools and pieces that can help bring into clarity and focus how we're going to take technology and lay it over the top of all this. So that's how I want you to think about technology. We've got the base of the business, and then we look around and go, hey, how can we become more efficient? How can we do things a little quicker? Okay, we're going to look at technology and bring that in and overlay it. Okay, so technology is not its own little block over here. Technology overlays all of these parts and pieces within the business operations. Now with that, we need to identify 2 different types of business operations. One is what we classify as macro business operations, in other words, the whole business. And the second is micro business operations. It's going to be one vertical of the business, or a better way to look at it is how you actually fulfill the product and service that you just sold to somebody. That's a micro operations. I know it feels big to you every day, and it is big to you every day, but that's still micro in how we look at this. What do I mean by that? Okay, so when we look at the entire business, purpose, people, process, and profit, these are what we call our 4 foundational cornerstones. Every single business has these 4 foundational cornerstones. Doesn't matter what kind of business, in what part of the world, every one of them should have a written purpose, written people systems, written processes, and written documented profit systems to go along with it. And so once we have that, we can begin to work that. So let me show you how technology could lay over the macro operations of the business. And I'm going to show it in very simple form. So let's use something like a Google Drive. That's ubiquitous. A lot of people use that. And so we want to make sure that in our purpose vertical, every business has a vision story written down. This is an actual detailed snapshot of the future of where your business is going. We want to make sure every business has a mission written down. Values written down. We want to make sure you have a culture map written down to educate your team on how we're going to get to the culture we ultimately want for this business. So you know how we overlay technology over this? Super simple. You can go into something simple like Google Drive. You can create a purpose folder, a people, a process, and a profit folder. So you basically have 4 folders within Google Drive. You can also do this on Monday or some of these other tools that are out there. And within these, you start to put your documented processes within. And then in your culture calendar, or your anchors, what we call this, you can actually begin to map out when you review these. So I'll give you an example in our business. Every 2 months, on a team meeting on a Tuesday morning, so we do it 6 times a year, I pull up our vision story, and for 1 hour, I review our vision story with the team. You know what it tells our team? This is where we're going. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. We do that 6 times a year. And then once a week, I actually had AI. I've now overlaid technology. I had AI pull my vision. Now with AI, we always want to bring our own creativity. We don't want to just go to AI and go, hey, give me a vision for my business. No. Please don't ever do that. You want to bring your own content, bring your own creativity into this. And what AI can do is record it, help you refine it through your own thoughts. And so I took our entire vision, which is actually multiple pages, ran it through AI, and I said, hey, give me a 1-sentence overview of our entire vision. That's hard to do, but I helped refine it down. And so now, not only do I review the full vision 6 times a year, but I review that little micro vision every week. So I'm leveraging simple technology to help remind me to go back to the core elements of the macro operation of the business to ensure that our team knows exactly where the business is going. All right, let me give you another example. As we stay on the macro operations of the business and how can we overlay technology into that. And so let's go to like your people vertical with org charts and job roles. Again, let's do something super simple like a Google Drive or a Microsoft OneDrive. In your people folder, you open up a spreadsheet, and in the spreadsheet, you put a marketing, sales, ops, and admin vertical. Where'd you come up with those? These are our 4 core systems of every business. And so we do that, but we do them horizontally across the top, and then underneath we start to put the roles that exist under marketing, the roles that exist under sales, the roles that exist under operations and administration. Now we hold a philosophy when we're building job roles. You know what it is? Role first, people agnostic. You don't care about people? No, we care deeply about people, so much so that we want to ensure that the people we're bringing into the team have the proper job roles or the skeletal structure of the business that we're bringing them into. And so what the org chart is, it acts as the skeleton of the business, so you can see what bones, what tendons, all of the things are needed from a role perspective in the business. And so the job roles will be there to help tell those team members what to do and the tasks that they need to get done within the substructure of that org chart. How do we overlay technology? We have our people folder in Google Drive or OneDrive. We've got our org chart on a spreadsheet, we've got our job role on a doc. And then we go back, and in our culture calendar, we can remind ourselves weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, whatever, to review the org chart, review the job roles. So now we're using simple technology to overlay this. Now, of course, if you get an off-the-shelf SaaS or an ERP system, you can bring all of this into that. But I'm just showing you in a very simplistic form how you can leverage technology to these things. Now I want to focus on the micro operations of the business. Remember, macro is the 4 Ps, or if you're not doing them, called the 4 pains: purpose, people, process, and profit. But then we want to get to the micro systems: marketing, sales, operations, and administration. So how do we leverage technology for that? Well, again, you can go out to the market, you can get off-the-shelf SaaS software product or whatever, but we don't want that software to become shelfware, to where we're only using 10, 15, 20% of the availability and the capacity of that software. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to start with something called a master process roadmap. Super simple. We're basically going to take marketing, sales, ops, and admin that we pulled from this vertical right here. We're going to put it horizontally, and then in about 15 minutes, in fact, it's a great challenge, just set your timer, get a sheet of paper, write marketing, sales, ops, and admin, and begin to brain dump every single process that you can possibly think of on that one sheet of paper. And then what we can do is we can figure out, hey, is there some technology that can help us create efficiencies around those things? What am I talking about? Well, let's go down to an operational process that you have. You could look down there and go, well, one of the things we do is we have to pull permits every week for our business. Okay, right now, that permit pulling process means one of our team members has to get on the phone, has to do all of these things. Well, now we start to go to the market because we have that permit pull process written down on a Google Doc in the process folder within Drive or OneDrive. Now we can take that process, go out to the market and say, hey, find us a tool that can help us automate this process that's there. But when you go find that tool, it is crucially important that you need to document how to leverage that tool. Because let's say one person is doing permit pulls right now, but that person leaves for whatever reason. Well, it's all in their head. We need to make sure that it's documented to be able to do that. One of the simple ways to do that is use a screen capture software. So there's a variety of them on the market. Many of them can either be free for a period of time or whatever. But what it allows you to do is anything that's happening on your computer, just hit record, talk through it. It's recording everything that you're doing, so you're capturing that process of the new tool that you leveraged. So start with the basic stuff, then you can begin to migrate into some of the other more complex tools that are out there. Now there's one caveat that I've got to give you about technology. Remember I told you start with simplicity. But then the other part of this is the training that has to come back on the other end. No technology will integrate well, no process will integrate well without repetitive, predictable, meaningful training. So I want to tell you a story. Some dear friends of mine, Rob and Jesse Shreve, they own Coastal Shores Landscaping. And we sat down to breakfast about 9 years ago. In fact, I just interviewed them a couple days ago in a room full of business owners about this story. And I was reminded of the power of this story. And we sat down, and because they own a landscaping company, they've got two sides, two divisions. They've got a construction enhancement division, and then they've also got just a standard maintenance division. Well, what Rob was telling me is he said, listen, Scott, I get all this training that you're talking about, but like the guys that are out in the field, do we really need to train them? Because the reality is when I go out and train them, they could just leave me for 50 cents more an hour and they're gone the next day. Why would I put all that time and effort into training them? Fast forward 9 years from now, I'm going to tell you what happened in between. Every single week today, Coastal Shores hosts what they call SALT training. And it's servant and leader training. And they do it every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. In fact, they've got a brand new building that they built. And in the center of the building, they built the entire building around their training room. And every Wednesday morning, I just saw it this past week, all of their labor people, their management people, everybody was in that one training room, about 35 employees, and they were being trained on the weekly training. And so Rob used to think that that wasn't worth it. Now, it's about a six-figure investment every year. And what's crazy about Coastal Shores Landscaping, it's an industry usually with about a 75 to 100% turnover rate. Last year, they lost 0 labor people. Now, they had to fire a couple, but none of them left voluntarily to go somewhere else because of more money or whatever else. They minimized their turnover. Why? Because they maximized their training, which ultimately gave great clarity to the team. And so the team that shows up every day knows exactly what's expected of them and exactly what those expectations will lead to and the longevity of their jobs at Coastal Shores. Now, you may look at that and go, well, what technology did they integrate? Well, they've got some technology, but it's more about the repetition, the predictability, and the meaning around what they have. Now, they've graduated now to a full ERP system, but for the last 8 years, they were on documents and spreadsheets. I want to be very clear. I know that when you hear some of this about technology or you begin to look at this board, it can really overwhelm you. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. In fact, if you look at this and go, Scott, how long would this take to be able to put in there? Usually when we're working with business owners, it's about 2 to 4 hours a week that we call it working on your business hours. So it's working on all of this stuff, and then the rest of your week you can have to work in your business. But I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Why? It's because we've got resources on this YouTube channel, on our website for you to be able to go look at. And not only that, but that's our entire business, is to work with business owners between 3 and 100 employees to build out their purpose, their people, their processes, and profit. Gang, we've got all of this templated. All we have to do is customize it to you, which will radically save you an incredible amount of time. And not only that, but you'll start to integrate that technology into your daily operations. But I also know it can be really frustrating because you think, I'm just doing all this alone. Even though I have employees, I feel like I'm alone in this. Well, I've got another video that I think you need to go watch right away, and it's how to train new employees. As soon as you're done with this one, go watch that one. You can click it down in the description link below, and it's going to help you take the operating system mindset of the business, how we overlay technology, but then make sure that we have the right people brought in. Why? It's because I want you to be liberated from chaos so that you can make time for the things that matter most.